you see him on the news.
CNN.com contributor, Dean Obeidallah. So, Dean,
Watch him at comedy clubs.
When I say Mecca, do you think of a holy place or an urban clothing line?
Read his articles. And you hear him on the radio. The Dean Obeidallah Show is on live right here on SiriusXM Progress, channel 127.
And welcome to the show, brothers and sisters of the Resistance, Tuesday, March 5th. I'm Dean Obeidallah, hoping to be your MBFF. I am here. I'm on Twitter all the time, waiting for you there, at Dean Obeidallah. And I'd love to hear your comments. I'm going to make a point to look at my Twitter feed during the commercials. If you want to tweet me comments or suggestions, I'd love to hear from you at Dean Obeidallah or Facebook.com/Dean of Radio, or drop me an email, which people do, and I always appreciate it. And I will always get back to you. Sometimes it takes a few days, but Dean at deanofradio.com. So, Stephen Colbert was off for a little over a week. He was back last night, had some fun with Trump's tour to stupid at CPAC. So we need some humor before we get into the heavier topic. So here is last night, Colbert giving us a little history of CPAC and a couple of jokes. Clip number 1, please.
He had this historically long and epically weird speech he gave at the Conservative Political Action Conference, or DBAG. And is that what it is? That's it. Then, of course, Trump took the opportunity to attack the Mueller investigation. Now, if there are any children watching, please warn them that the president is about to speak.
This phony thing that now looks like it's dying, so they don't have anything with Russia. These people are sick. And all of a sudden, they're trying to take you out with bull, okay?
Very presidential. I'm reminded of Abraham Lincoln's famous declaration, "Hey, Robert E. Lee, you."
Donald Trump, he cursed a lot at that event because he was having a meltdown. Then something else, which is substantive, and I love Colbert bringing this up here. And I'll just remind people before we get to the joke, not that you wouldn't remember, but in July 27, 2016, Donald Trump said this. We all remember, but listen closely. Here if you hear any joking in this, because Donald Trump at CPAC said when he made this statement in July 2016, he was joking. It was a joke. Here's clip number 2.
It shows how little respect they have for our country when they would hack into a major party and get everything. But it would be interesting to see. I will tell you this. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press. Let's see if that happens.
No joking there, right? But now Donald Trump's new thing, and he said it in CPAC, and I'll play the joke from Colbert destroying it, that he was joking when he made that statement. And why? It's part of the cover-up, folks. Because Michael Cohen last week testified before Congress under oath that he was in Donald Trump's office just days before that statement was made, literally days before July 27, 2016. And in Trump's office, Roger Stone calls and he puts him on speakerphone. And what does he hear? Stone told Trump he had just gotten off the phone with Julian Assange, and that Assange told Stone that within a couple of days, there would be a massive dump of emails that would damage Hillary Clinton's campaign. And Trump was very happy about hearing that. And just to remind you, Trump's own CIA director said WikiLeaks, which is Assange runs, is a hostile intelligence agency aided by Russia. So you're connecting the dots. So now Trump knows this. Trump heard Michael Cohen's testimony, is fearful of this. So his new thing is that comment he made in July was just a joke. And here's Colbert destroying it, even playing in his joke here, actual questions right after that statement by Trump at that very day, how ridiculous it is. Here's clip number 3.
He explained his joke was just too hip for the room.
So everybody's having a good time. I'm laughing. We're all having fun. And then that fake CNN and others say, he asked Russia to go get the emails. Horrible.
You weren't joking. In fact, you were even asked about it.
Do you have any qualms about asking a foreign government, Russia, China, anybody, to interfere, to hack into a system of anybody's in this country? You said, I welcome them to find those 30,000 emails.
Well, they probably have them. I'd like to have them released.
Does that not give you pause?
No, it gives me no pause. If they have them, they have them. If Russia or China or any other country has those emails, I mean, to be honest with you, I'd love to see them.
Okay, that's pretty damning video. That's why it's part of the new collection, Donald Trump's Campaign Bloopers and Practical Treason.
Practical treason. So, folks, Trump is stressing out. He's freaking out. All I can say, it's beginning to look a lot like impeachment. And Donald Trump is freaking out. And today we saw it with a Twitter storm, and just one tweet, and later we'll read a few more just for fun. All caps. He tweeted, presidential harassment. Presidential harassment. It's not. But let's look a little bit about what we've seen just in the last few days alone. And all of this is a testament to all the work we did to win the House of Representatives back last November. And Trump is freaking out because for the last 2 years, the Republicans have been a doormat. They've been a spineless blob, a jellyfish headed by jellyfishing king Paul Ryan, who's now gone resting in a jar somewhere on someone's mantelpiece, I think. He's still alive, just is spineless, so you actually store him in a jar. Well, last Friday, and I want people to hear what's going on here and Trump's responses to some of these, because to give you a sense of what's going on, what Democrats are doing in terms of investigation. This is not formal impeachment, but it's beginning to look a lot like impeachment. But it's not impeachment. If I say impeachment, we whisper it's impeachment, but it's not. Just so you know, we're gathering facts. We're doing oversight. And I'm being sincere. We do. Article 1 of the Constitution charges Congress with the job of oversight of the executive branch. That's called checks and balances. Trump doesn't want checks and balances. He's a dictator. So to sum up a few things, I'd love to get your reaction once we go through these about what more could Democrats be doing now to make it clear that we're not just about investigating Trump. That's a big part of it. That's why people elected Democrats to win. They wanted a balance, a counterbalance to the lawless Trump. In fact, a poll came out today, Quinnipiac, which is a great polling service, about 65% of Americans, folks, 65%. Americans don't agree on anything like that anymore. 65% believe Donald Trump committed crimes before he was in office as president. That's remarkable. And it's split right in the middle. Do they think he committed crimes while in office? Think about that. So here's a couple of things. Last Friday, Elijah Cummings, the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, sent a letter to White House counsel trying to get more information on the whole Jared Kushner. How did you get security clearance? Are you kidding me? Because we had read in the New York Times on Friday, and so did Chairman Cummings, that Donald Trump overruled John Kelly and top intelligence agencies, including, wait for it, the CIA, who objected to Jared Kushner getting top secret security clearance, and Trump gave it to him. So they want to know what's going on. Well, today, Trump, just a short time ago, about 2 hours ago, his lawyers said, nope, we're not giving it to you. And Trump said to reporters, Obama didn't give any documents, so I'm not. So what he's doing, and that's a lie, of course, is getting his base to make this, well, Obama didn't give documents. That's a lie. Just Google Benghazi. The State Department gave tons of documents. Google Fast and Furious. Obama turned over tons of documents. That's just 2 issues. So that's just a lie. So you've got that Trump freaking out there. Yesterday, big thing, and this really got under Trump's skin. House Judiciary Chairman Gerald Nadler sent out a request of over 80 letters demanding documents from various people investigating whether Trump has engaged in obstruction of justice, corruption, and abuse of power. The inquiries touching everything, from Trump's business dealings to Russia, to the Trump Tower meeting, to firing of James Comey. They even sent them to Donald Trump Jr., Donald Trump himself, Jared Kushner. Even the NRA got a letter from Chairman Nadler saying, we want these documents, which they're going to enforce by subpoena in 2 weeks. So that was yesterday. Today, more things. Today we learned, and we've been waiting for this a long time, folks. Congressional Democrats are about to request 10 years of Donald Trump's tax returns. And they're now tailoring the request, according to the reporting in the Washington Post, to make sure it survives a court battle. We'll discuss the legal issues later. Danny Savalas will be here in the third hour about that. But there's a 1924 law, which is very, very clear. And in the tax code, it says the Treasury Secretary shall furnish. That's the word, shall furnish, not could furnish. Shall, in legal statutory construction, means must furnish any individual's tax returns upon a written request from chairmen of certain committees, including Ways and Means Committee, and that's the committee making the request. Trump has made it clear he will not turn these documents over. So you see where we're heading. We're heading to a constitutional crisis. Also, as a reminder, Michael Cohen testified last week that Trump is not under audit, that was a lie to the best of his knowledge, and he would probably know. So all the idea of no tax returns because they're under audit, lie. We all know he's a liar. So now they want that. Today, more new stuff we learned today. And this is unbelievable, coordinated, strategic, surgical, precision-like oversight. I was joking before, this is not really impeachment. Impeachment doesn't look like this. This is what they're doing because for the last 2 years, Republicans have done nothing. So it seems like an amazing amount of stuff. Oh, Democrats are out to get to Trump. No, they would have been asking for these if the Democrats had the House the last 2 years. In normal course of business, as things happen, they would have asked for that. But now, since they're just in power, here's a bunch of things. So today we learn Daniel Goldman. If you watch MSNBC, you see him all the time. He's a former U.S. attorney. He was a contributor. Well, he hasn't been on for the last month. And we found out why. He was hired by Adam Schiff, the Intel chair, to be one of the lead investigators. And what's remarkable about Goldman, his background, he served for 10 years as an assistant U.S. attorney here in New York, in the Southern District of New York. And what did he do? His job? He spearheaded the organized crime task force of the department, including fighting Russian organized crime. And he'll be joined by 2 other federal prosecutors that Schiff has hired. And this guy, Goldman, has done remarkable things. Prosecuted more than 30 defendants accused of racketeering, gambling, money laundering, Russian organized crime figures as well. So Trump can't like that. What else happened today, you might ask, in this world? More stuff. Today, involving Jared Kushner, Congressman Ted Lieu and Congressman Don Beyer referred to the Department of Justice by letter a request for a criminal investigation into Jared Kushner. Why? Because 2 years ago, with security clearance forms, SF-86 it's called, he lied. He omitted things twice. And now, with all the gamesmanship around the security clearance, Congressman Lieu and Beyer are saying, we want a criminal investigation because we believe this man lied intentionally on his form in violation of 18 U.S. Code Section 1001, which is up to 5 years punishment. So you got that going on. You've got all this, and just since Friday to today, and that's not even counting Michael Cohen last week, who's coming back this week. Again, it sounds like a lot. It sounds like Democrats are on a witch hunt or fishing expedition, like the right is saying. Just tell them that's simply not true. We are seeing oversight, and this has been a backlog of 2 years of issues that should have been studied, including emoluments clause stuff we're going to have later. We didn't even get into that yet. And so Trump, unbelievable, freaking out on Twitter. Unreal today. A series of tweets, presidential harassment, another one. The greatest overreach in the history of our country, he's calling this. The Democrats are obstructing justice. It will not get anything done. A big fat fishing expedition, desperately in search of a crime, when the real crime is what the Democrats are doing and have done. This is the bullshit this guy's writing. And here's another tweet he wrote today. Now they realize the only collusion with Russia was by crooked Hillary and the Democrats. Nadler, Schiff, and the Democrat heads of committees have gone stone cold crazy. All caps crazy, he wrote. 81 letters sent to innocent people to harass them. They won't get anything done for our country, says Donald Trump. It's crazy time. I can't tell you how much enjoyment I get at the fact that we are freaking him out. Donald Trump's Twitter panic, when I see it in the morning, it smells like victory. Got to tell you. I know it's like apocalypse now. It smells like victory every morning. It brings me joy. And as Media Matters reported, our buddies at Angelo Corazon, Fox News is doing their best to help him. They had 5 different hosts, in essence, arguing this is all a wish hunt and fishing expedition the last 2 days, saying it's fundamentally illegitimate. So they do want an investigation. They don't believe in the Constitution because, let's be honest, let's stop playing games. Impeachment is done in the House Judiciary Committee. This is just oversight. And for 2 years, Trump has had none of this. So right now, he's stunned by this. If he came into power and Democrats had the House or the Senate, this would have normally taken place for the last 2 years. So Trump is stunned. What's going on? And he's going to stonewall. And in his mind, he thinks he owns the Supreme Court because he has 2 people on that court and he can get away with anything. So I'm hoping the Supreme Court makes it clear checks and balances still apply even if you were appointed by a Republican. But let me ask you, and we'll take a break and come back. You're my guest at the top of the hour here. What do you make of all these investigations? Like, where's the line? Because I don't want us to be the Benghazi Democrats. But then again, we were elected. The Democrats were elected to do this, to do oversight. And should we not even worry about that? Just do the oversight because I want people to know what we stand for as a party. Should we is that just ceded to the 2020 Democratic candidates for president? So they will explain what our party's about. They will go out there and make their vision sale to America while Congress will just do their job. And that's essentially, is this effective? Do you like what they're doing? Is it worth all the work that you did, all of us did, to win the House? It makes me proud what they're doing. I know there's a line. I don't want us to become the Benghazi Democrats, that's for sure. But I'd love to hear from you. You're my guest at the top of the hour, 866-997-4748. Give me a call. We're going to talk about Ilhan Omar later as well. If people want to call about it now, I'll set it up more later as well in the show. But, you know, it's an interesting news day. It's not the crazy, explosive news day that we've had almost every day in Trump. We are watching the House do their job under Article 1 of the Constitution. It's exactly what the framers of the Constitution intended. It'll be a slow process. It'll take time, but they're building a case, and we'll see where it leads. And do you want or are you on the other side? Do you want Democrats to be going and using the term impeachment right now? I mean, Maxine Waters tweeted today about don't be afraid of the I word and impeachment. But we still are missing the evidence we need. We are missing the smoking gun we need to make that case, but I think we're building it right here. So 866-997-4748. Do you like what you're seeing? Do you want Democrats to go further and harder? And what's the line, though? Like, where does we become the GOP of the past and become Benghazi garbage, which we don't want to be? And do we even have to worry about that? 866-997-4748. You're my guest. I want to hear from you right here on the Dean Obeidallah Show, right to the top of the hour. Be right back after this. You're listening to the Dean Obeidallah Show, where we crush Trump's lies every single day.
On Sirius XM Progress